Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel, folks. Today is a slightly chilly afternoon in October, and I'm off to one of my favourite little rivers to fish, the River Darent, which is a tributary of the Thames. I'm just off into the tackle shop now to get some maggots. Well, here we are, the local tackle shop, where all the goodies are. I am off on a nice little afternoon fishing trip. It's about midday now, so I should get a nice couple of hours out there, and I'm going to one of my favourite places actually. A place called Shoreham, which is just like a really nice quiet little town in West Sussex, and there's a nice little stream. It's the River Darent, which is a tributary of the River Thames, and a lot of the time I've been there, the stream has not only been super clear, but it's also been really shallow, which doesn't necessarily bode well when you think fishing. But I have managed to catch this one really gorgeous chub from there, like completely out of nowhere. Had a little fake maggot just drop shotting in the river, and after a few hours, yeah, that gorgeous little chub just took it. So hopefully today I'm going to go and catch myself a chub there again. I've just gone into the local tackle shop, got myself a new bait box, and I've got myself a pint of red maggots. And I've gone red today because I know that the river typically is very clear. I feel like the red ones are a more kind of natural, subtle kind of appearance, whereas the white ones maybe are better in kind of your murkier water. I do tend to get mixed maggots, just so I have the option of both, but I think today red is going to be the one, and it was a fake red maggot that caught that chub last time. So pint of them. It's about a 40-minute drive. So we'll shoot off in a second. And I also got myself a little inline maggot feeder, just in case it's not super quick on those bites, in case I can't see the fish, can't find the fish to stalk them. If I want to do some feeding, I'll have a little inline feeder just to kind of get my swim nice and fed up. So gonna secure these somewhere where they're not gonna go all over the car, and then we'll hit the road. Right then, folks, we've just arrived in Shoreham, grabbing our bits and pieces out of the car. And as I was driving through the town to get to the car park, did notice the river was very clear, but very shallow. So kind of the conditions I'm expecting already, which is, at least I'm prepared for that. Using today this Firebird Shakespeare 6-foot little rod, 5-pound rod. Nothing beats it, to be honest. I bought this probably 5-6 years ago now, and it's just perfect for just like little streams, little rivers, and you know, for £5 to be able to get a rod and reel, it's an absolute steal. Of course, I've got my tackle bag. In here I've got boxes of float gear stuff. I've got like lures and things. I've obviously got forceps and disgorgers and all sorts of bits and bobs in here. So this is my perfect little lightweight bag that I carry pretty much everywhere I go. I mean, even if I do a carp day, this carries everything. It's better than carrying a big box or something in a bag. So, yep, take my little tackle bag, tack on me net and mat, that stays out of the way, rod and reel in my hand, and we'll tie up when we get down to the water. I need to get my maggots actually. Lovely free little car park in Shoreham, and I've even managed to secure my maggots to my bag, so nothing to carry other than my rod, and just walk through this nice beautiful little town actually. Even if you're not fishing, it's a nice little town, especially in the summer. Have a little walk down by the river, a nice little pub, some lovely little cottages here in Shoreham, little village. Just down here is our little path to the bridge and the river. So we're just coming up to the bridge now, which is our first glimpse at this stretch of river. Now, I don't tend to normally fish up this stretch just because it is extremely shallow, as you can see, and very clear. I don't tend to see much fish up here, but maybe more so where it's running up here. It gets a little bit deeper here. That's not a bad sign. Obviously the thing I want to do is actually spot some fish before deciding where to cast, but I'm tempted to throw out some maggots and kind of pre-bait the swim. But like I said, I don't tend to fish this side of the bridge. I tend to go over here and down. So let's have a look. Without getting run over, this is the side. It does get a little bit deeper over there, shallows out, and then hopefully further downstream where I normally fish is where the fish will be hiding. But it's good to see the water is super clear. I'm just trying to spot some fish. Oh, I can see a little fish down there. I don't know if you can see it. Just there. That's a good looking fish, that. Ooh. Okay, maybe I'll try something off the bridge. Now, as I just mentioned, I've spotted a few little fish, look like chub to me, just under this little bridge. So what I'm going to quickly do is tie up a little 14 size hook and literally just drop it in on their heads and see if I can get an instant take. I'm going to make sure I'm all set up first. I'm going to be very quiet because I don't want to spook the fish. And just whilst I'm getting set up, I'm going to chuck a few handfuls of maggots just over in that direction. These lovely red maggots. So yeah, I think this time of year natural baits, where it's going to get colder, are going to be the key. And obviously the water's so clear, so the red is like slightly more subtle than white maggots. So just as I was up on the bridge, I actually saw a lot of slightly bigger fish move into the swim. They got spooked a little bit by the dog splashing them out. But I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled for them, see if I can see any more movement while I set up. But there we go. Tiny size 14 hook. Absolutely tiny, perfect for these little fish. And yeah, I'm just going to tie this straight on. Little blood knot, and away we go. Of course, don't forget to moisten your knot. Tie that on. Try not to hook my finger too much. Trim that excess. Now, normally I would just tie something like this up at home, so I didn't have to do this on the bank. But I wasn't sure what the conditions of the river were going to be like, whether I needed a float, if it was going to be deeper. So yeah, we're just going to free line some maggots on this. Away we go. Look at these bad boys wriggling away. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Back up, just a little bit feeding. There's lots of fish in the swim. Looks good. They are spooked very easily. I am definitely now getting little knocks on the end of my rod, which is much better. I've adjusted how I'm hooking the maggots on, because I think they were just kind of getting nibbled off by the fish before. I'm going to attempt to cast a little bit closer in from this grassy bit over here. So I'm now back up on the bridge where I can literally see the fish feeding down below me. So I'm just going to try dropping it in here. There are a couple slightly bigger fish cruising around. I mean, as soon as I pop my rod over, they get a bit shy, but look, there they are. They're coming back into the swim. You can see them moving about there. So I'm going to go for 3 maggots on my hook to try and get one of the bigger ones this time. There they are. That's the best ability. I'm going to show you what I can do. Just drop that over, open my bail arm until I hit the water, and then I kind of just let it trot down, and I'm watching the maggots float slowly down. They're kind of halfway up in the water, and I'm just watching the fish. They're coming to it now. It's right on top of their heads. Some of them are spooked. One's come back for it. They like it to be moving. They don't like it when it gets stuck, so I'm going to make sure the line is still pulled out. The little one's got it in his mouth. Oh, it's just pulled out. You can hopefully see them. I'm just twitching it there. Spit it out. Just able to watch my maggots drift down. There's one. Now I'm hooked into a little one there. There we go. Didn't want to retrieve him on the bridge, but tiny little chub. So sitting on that bridge, I was literally able to free line the maggots, watch them float down and see them come up and take it. And this little guy, tiny little chub, and now he's well and truly ready to go off. Goodbye, mate. Well, there you go, not a blank, which is always good. Well, at that little chub, most of the fish are now spooked and have moved probably further downstream, so that's where I'm going to head now. And that's the exact beauty of this type of fishing, is that within about a minute, 30 seconds, picked up all my gear. I'm moving on to the next spot. So I'm just walking a little bit further downstream, and you can see that it remains pretty shallow and very, very clear all the way down throughout. I'm pretty sure last summer we were walking up and through this little bit here chasing the fish upstream. So I'm probably just going to look for a little bit of slack water somewhere where the fish might be sitting. There's typically a good bit around this bend up here, so let's have a look. Now this is about the area where I caught that pretty nicely sized chub on a fake maggot all those years ago. So yeah, we'll have a little look around this bit, especially as it gets in this slightly darker, overgrown bit. There's a lot more structure for them to hide in and feel more comfortable in. I haven't seen any fish as of yet, but I've literally just seen one jump out in front of me. And it sounded pretty good size, so I think on this corner here is where I'm going to start maybe trying to feed some maggots in. So just keeping my eyes peeled. Wish I had eyes like Ginger, to be honest. Chris seems to be the man with the best eyesight on the planet, so keep my eyes peeled. Well, I can be a bit of a tool sometimes. I just filmed about 7 minutes of me chatting, with the camera facing the other way around. What I've done is I've put on this inline feeder, which has this nice little opening mechanism so I can get my maggots in, close that up, and now slowly release them. I've used a little BB shot just to stop it and create that hook length distance for us, because basically I was too lazy to tie on a swivel and then make a hook length to put on, so this is just my lazy man's method. Just gonna have a little walk up and down again, just on the spots that I've fed up, whilst keeping my eye on the rod, of course, just to make sure it doesn't go in the water. But I'm gonna have a little look and just see if I can see any fish signs. Now it can be super hard to spot some fish, but I have spotted a few just a little bit further down from where I am, so either I'm going to recast into under this tree or hopefully wait for them to swim upstream a little bit more to where I am. One of the biggest reasons why I actually come and fish here a few times every now and then, it's just how pretty it looks. Like when the sun's out, the water's shiny, it's beautifully clear, and most of the time you can see a lot of fish cruising. It's just a lovely place to fish. Well, I've made the decision to walk down the river a little bit. There's not many better areas to fish than here, but the fish that I did see here have swum off, and so I'm going to go and see if there's a little deeper pool further along. So I've come a little further downstream to a new section, and I've spotted again a few little fish in the swim. I'm going to chuck some maggots in a little further upstream and let them roll down to see what happens. Now they are all tiny, but they're not spooked off by those maggots, so I'm tempted to try and free line myself some maggots in again. Now I have actually just cast my feeder out into that kind of sandy bar in the middle, and the fact that those fish haven't spooked from it is a good sign. You can see we're definitely getting fish interested from the shake on the end of the rod. Whether or not that's little fish just nibbling away at the maggots, I don't know. Oh, we just set the hook and hooked into a little silver, but it's gone. Well, that was very frustrating. The rod actually properly was bending. A little fish was on. It was only a small chub, but I think unfortunately I might have spooked all the fish out of the swim now. Wobbles again. I'll try and show you quickly how I'm casting the method feeder. Got another couple good takes. There's one. Now the good thing about this kind of fishing is you constantly recast every 5, 10, 20 minutes, getting more maggots in the water. So even if you lose your hook bait, you're not sitting there for hours without bait, not knowing. And there proves my point, a hook with no bait on it. So I think it's just small fish taking all the maggots off. I'll try one more time with this size. That's a fish. It's a little one. There you go. Lovely, tiny little fish. Pin's going inwards. I think that's a dace. Let's get him back though. Now I did think that maybe I'd spooked all the fish out, but I can still see a couple cruising around, so I've recast again. Probably be my last one unless I catch another fish. And these wild river fish, like that was a very small fish, but gave up a good fight. So yeah, very happy. After seeing more fish in the swim, I quickly decided to recast my feeder again. Once I'd set the drag and chucked out a few maggots, it wasn't long until I had another bite. Literally within about 30 seconds of me sitting down, the rod went off again. And again, another cute little dace. Well, even though I can still see lots of little fish, it's time for me to move on. I'm not sure if there's any more fishable spots down here. I mean, under there would be good, but there's no way getting down there. So, yeah, we'll say hello to the horsies. Hello, horsies. Well, that plan's not going to work. The river actually bends away from the path there, so there's no actual opportunity for me to get back on. It's already pretty late, and I'm not got that many maggots left, so I'm going to go back up, walk back up towards the car, and if I see any fish on the way, maybe cast out. If not, that could be the end of the session. I entered the session back up by the bridge where the little fish was still moving. And with a small audience, I brought in one last chub. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming fishing videos.